tournament readiness, operational assurance, and across the corporate and tournament operations. I'm responsible for the development of enterprise-wide management system that safeguard athletes, our wider group, client groups, workforce, our volunteers, and other strategic partners which we have whilst we are supporting the largest sport event in Asia. So that being said, as part of what I've done over the years, I'm also the founder and CEO for Waysworth Limited, which is a construction and design company where we focus majorly in Africa at the moment where we operate across. We do build, we do design, we execute, and this is something that we've been working on over the past years. So when it comes to health and safety, I see health and safety very differently, which is why we are all here on this platform today discussing, having this conversation. For me to tell you what I've known or what I've learned over the years and how it could be very contributory to what you do as a person. I think I'll stop at that for now, and I'll leave the floor for Frank to take it up.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. I love when you keep it real and natural. So I think everyone's ears are wide open. They want to listen to what you have to say today. But I'm giving the floor to anyone. If you have known him in person or you feel that there is something you want to say about him, then definitely this is your chance, So please, if you know him, just put your hand up, give a word or two before we start. Or else I'm just going to proceed accordingly. I want to also make a huge shout out to one of our senior leaders as well, connecting right over from, I think, the UK, and that's Mr. Kole Femin. Thank you so much for joining us. And also, I want to give a shout out to our senior safety professionals in the building. Know that there is a lot. If you don't have popcorn, I don't know why you came, but don't worry. I have a glass of water with me, so we are going to keep it interesting. Mr. Linjo says he knows Emmanuel. Let's hear what Mr. Linjo has to say. At the same time, please make sure your phones are charged, your laptops are charged as well. If there's anyone making noise in your room, just send me their names. I will make sure that we deduct at least 5 dirhams from their salaries. So over to you, Mr. Linjo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Frank. Good evening again. Our beloved speaker, Mr. Emmanuel, good evening and welcome. I do not know him personally. I just got to him, I think, yesterday or day before yesterday on LinkedIn. And what actually marveled me is the fact that he responded to me very quick than I thought. So his humility and willingness to give to the community actually piqued my attention. I was writing, believe me, I did not know that he would respond that fast, but he did, and I learned a lot from that response that he gave me yesterday. Thank you very much, sir, and once again, you're welcome to Talk Safety with Frank. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lijo. Thank you for the kind words. Again, if we are not reachable, how do we communicate? The same way we've been talking, I believe most people on this platform has been able to reach out to me towards the same medium. I believe if it is a platform that is designed and meant for communication, that is what it should serve. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Linjo. Don't worry, I'll give you one caller. So you can eat. So yes, we have our senior member here. We are going to give everyone. So I'm going to call on Mr. Kole Femin to just come in and give a word or two. Mr. Kole, we like to see that handsome face of yours. So please don't hide behind the camera. And I love to hear you laugh. So guys can enjoy that voice.
You can see this. I'm not laughing because I don't have words to say when it comes to Emmanuel. I know Emmanuel, it has been years. I worked with Emmanuel when we were working in Zabi project but then he was an officer. He's a very down to earth person. a very humble, a very nice person, and also ready to help all the time. So I've been so blessed. I've been so be, impactful working with Emmanuel. I'm really, you can say that when I was working with Emmanuel, I was a subcontractor to APCC. So he was the main contractor HSE officer. So from HSE officer to an HSE director in the Middle East. I used to talk to him, we talk together privately, which is a testament of how somebody can start from zero to the top. So when it comes to safety, Emmanuel will tell you from the field safety to governance to compliance. So he has all those knowledge. So really, we are really blessed to have him today. So Mr. Emmanuel, welcome on board, and we look forward to tap from your knowledge, your wealth of knowledge. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, Coley. Thank you, Coley. It's been a minute. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Colley. As you said, tap, I just brought my bag and I've kept it open, so that I can put a lot of things, and then I make sure that it's well zipped before I go to bed this night. So yes, we have Benjamin. Guys, keep it short and simple, 1 minute each. I know that you guys love him so much, but yes, we are going to give you the chance to give a shout out to your leader. So yes, Benjamin, I'm going to go with you. Is it Benjamin Koshi?
Yes, please.
Yes, my name is Benjamin Krobiri.
But I cannot see you. Are you the one? You have two Benjamins or just one?
Two.
Yes, I have only one.
But you're connected
Actually,
with two devices.
Yes,
No,
I'm
they
no,
are
not
two
no.
different
connected.
people.
Oh,
Benjamin
really?
Corsi is different from Benjamin
So let
Krubiri.
me move.
Okay, let's see
Yes,
the Benjamins.
can you see me now?
Yes, I can see you.
Yes,
Fantastic.
yes. So Emmanuel, I have a lot of things to say. If I will talk about Emmanuel, it will take us a year. He's a very good person to me, and he have done a lot for me. Yes, actually, where I am working currently is Emmanuel who put me on board. I work with him before he left the Resi Global, and Emmanuel has been a wonderful person. And I do remember what our OGM said about Emmanuel is a person. If you want to meet up with him, you have to be well prepared. And that word he told me, I asked him, why is it that a senior person will say that if you want to meet Emmanuel for something, you have to be well prepared. So I think he have a very sound and well endowed and knowledge in the health and safety, and which I do like him also about his diligence. He's a very diligent person, and I really thank him also. I will use this opportunity to thank him for giving me that opportunity to join the Rescue Global, where I've been working close to 3 years now. It has been very wonderful, and it has been a very great opportunity for me. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Thank
And
you,
thank
Ben.
you, Frank. Also.
Thank you, Ben. I hope you're keeping well.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Mr. Emmanuel. I'm
Great
doing
to
good.
hear from you.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The beautiful part of this is that he recommended you and you're keeping that star shine. And that's the most important thing. When you also work with integrity, discipline, then it also gives a very good personality about his hiring and development skills. So please, as he has left you there, keep the light burning and create opportunities for others that will come under you. And that's why I keep telling everyone in the community here, it's good that you hear from the horse's mouth. If Frank was telling you, you guys would say, maybe this Mr. Frank want me to join future leaders. But now you're hearing the good news. You're seeing the kind of people we are bringing here. So guys, don't miss this opportunity to listen to our leader. You listen, get what you can get, and make sure that when you leave from here tonight, don't go to bed. You have to implement it. Put your action plans in place, because the next webinar I will ask you. Yeah, we have the last one, Benjamin Koshi. Then we proceed. Today is going to be a very engaging session.
Good evening. Okay, to talk more about Mr. Emmanuel, well, I came to Saudi Arabia in a year ago, and my life was somehow messy. when he first discovered me. One of his words that keep me wake up every day to think about was, be a man and then dream big. He introduced me to HSE, where I told him I didn't have any degree or diploma. I just finished my secondary school. He said, no, you can still do it. And with these words, it kept me up, and this gave me the chance to drive myself harder into this field. So today I could also say thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for pushing me hard for the good works we are doing. Thank you.
Thank you so
Well
much,
done, Ben.
Benjamin.
Well done, Ben. I hope you've been
Okay.
all right.
Yes, please.
Nice seeing your face again.
Thank you.
Emmanuel, it's like someone is cutting onions. My eyes are tearing. Someone is cutting onion, guys. I don't know if you're feeling it or I'm feeling it myself. But anyways, it's good that we had this icebreaker, and it's always good to be a credible leader. So before I start, I just want to go through this uh, PowerPoint presentation I have for you guys, and this is our normal housekeeping rules. So I'm sure that everyone is happy and we are here. We are just going to go through it quickly, and also it's going to help you for any of your virtual sessions. If you need it, please feel free to let me know. I can send it to you so you customize it the way you want. So basically, when you go for a virtual session, please ensure that you dress properly. Some people might put on their inner wears. That's kind of okay if your videos are not on, but when you turn on the video, try to ensure that you're properly dressed, and also try to control your mic as well. The chat box, keep it open, and then we should be ethically upright. When someone says something, we shouldn't always want to fight. Let's also try to reason out things from their lens and see what goes well. So this is how our picture should look like, because some sessions might be recorded, and if you're not properly dressed, and let's say the wider audience have to see it, it doesn't really look good. So I always advise my people, please look good, okay? Just dress for the camera. Even if you don't have a dress, don't worry, I'm willing to lend mine to you just for this event, and that is okay. Your mic, please. I don't want to hear people say Habibi Tal when the speaker is talking, Try to mute it, and then you can raise your hand, and we'll give you the chance when it's right for you to always speak, please, so that we don't distract others. And another thing is that we have the chat box. Let's keep it easy. If you have any questions, drop it there. Linjo is here. Janet is here, Richard is here, everyone is here to give you all the support that you need. Avoid fighting, just work with everyone. We are all here to learn from one another. Nobody is right, nobody is wrong. And also, we should respect time and one another. If someone is making a point, please let's try to listen to them and try to also engage on their points rather than making our own points, because when we do several points, we might not be able to catch up, which is very important. And also, that's it. That's what we have for it. I think it's well explicit and we understand. So without much ado, we are going to do this in a very funny way, guys. I'm just going to jump in to ask our speaker about the foundation of HSC. We have some very, very educative questions that I'll be asking him and try to learn from what he's saying. While asking him these questions, there are some 2 slides that we have for you in which he'll be talking you through those slides. So we are going to go through the questions. We take some questions and then we display the first slide. Then we go to some questions, the second slide, so that if you have anything to say, please definitely feel free to speak up. So my brother, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Fantastic. We know we are not, we know that with you everything is certain. So the very first question we have for you, I can just display the question so everyone can clearly see what we have for you today. Fantastic. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Correct. We can see it. I believe other people can. I can.
Very good. So it's just, no, it's gone further. Okay. What does it mean to be a modern HSC professional?
I can see that you're still having people coming into the whole session.
Yes.
Frank, I think you have a wider or bigger audience on this. Yeah,
Yes.
so thank you so much, Frank. Before I commence with any conversation or response to your question, I want to use this medium to appreciate what you're doing for the African community and health and safety community as a whole. Coming on this platform is to show you first my support, and secondly, to appreciate your hard work. It doesn't
Thank you.
take, it's not like you're gaining anything out of this. You're doing it because you love doing what you're doing. And I just want to say thank you for the work you're doing, for the dedication you put towards it, and also for the kindness you're showing to people who are growing up in this industry. Your question going towards what I would look at modern health and safety professional as, from my own perspective. I believe we do all have a different lenses of view when it comes to conversations surrounding our profession. But for me, I believe being a modern health and safety professional, it's about understanding that our personal role towards health and safety has moved beyond simply beyond enforcing. It has moved beyond a normal requirement where people talk, say, traditionally people see health and safety as PPE, inspections, permit, toolbox talk, incident investigation, and compliance. I believe those things are still very important, but if that is all you bring to an organization, you are limiting your career. So I'd say that today people need to understand when you work for an organization, you need to understand its people, you need to understand its operation, you need to understand its finances, you need to understand technology, which is advancing, you need to understand what leadership role entails, and also coming to the aspect of risk and the strategy. So if you were left today now sitting with, let's say, your CEO or an engineer or a project manager and maybe someone in the front line, and you're meant to communicate the same risk in a way that each of those people understands the risk which you're trying to communicate. I see health and safety profession as a bridge between a gap. We listen, we communicate, we translate, we influence, we build trust. These are very critical elements towards what we do. And I think the very important question every health and safety personnel should be asking themselves, do we really understand the business? Are we business professional who specialize in risk, or are we people who are there just for the money? I think the future requires us to become much closer to the second response, which I just gave. We are supposed to be business professionals who specialize in risk. We are business professionals who specialize in risk, because that is the core foundation to what modern health and safety entails. Over to you, Frank.
Thank you so much. So, what you're trying to say is that if I come to your company now, I'm a safety officer and I focus only on PPE and making signages, you will not promote me?
I need you to think beyond PPEs and signages. I need you to see things from different perspective that supports the business itself. Because if you depend on PPEs and signages, where does your money come from? Where do they get money to pay you? How are you supporting the business to sustain or to avoid any sort of expense when it comes to legal fines or any sort of acclaimed legal proceedings against the organization? So I think it's very clear you should look beyond PPEs and signages. That's the truth.
Fantastic. I cannot agree further. I think you've said it all. So yes, guys, if you enjoyed the very first question and the response he gave, can I see a thumbs up from you all? And can I see what you think in the chat box? Fantastic. I'm seeing toes, guys. I said thumbs. I'm seeing toes here. That's fine. Amazing. Amazing. Let's go. Let's go. I know we are going to hit 100 today. We are 85. 15 more people are coming. I don't know where they are sleeping, but we are going to bring them in. So yes, let's go to the second question, which is very important. And I think this is where you all should really focus on. And yes, Mr. Emmanuel, if you can see my screen, please let me know.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Yes. So our question is very, it might look very simple, but it's very, very important. So how has the HSE profession evolved?
Yeah, I would start with if you're looking at where we were before and where we are now, you see historically that a lot of health and safety activities were centered around compliance, making sure that procedures existed, people were trained, inspections were completed, incidents were investigated, and regulations were followed. But these fundamentals, standing from the point of view where we are right now, they haven't disappeared. They're still there, they do exist. But the expectation today is much broader than that because we are increasingly being asked to understand risk, organizational resilience, leadership, culture, human behavior, technology, and other business performance. And I think at the next stage it's even going to be more data-driven and strategic. The way things are being moved from a stage to stage where we're evolving into the AI era, the higher technology era, we are going to see more AIs, predictive analysis, digital safety technologies, human factors, psychological or psychosocial risk, systems thinking and strategic decision making. Those are already reflected in one of the presentations I shared to you on the reflection of the 2030 skill framework in that material. So I don't see evolution. Old health and safety is wrong. New health and safety is right. Right?
Yeah.
What I see is this: the technical foundation remains, but the professional which we has been built has much more capabilities now around it, which is the mentioning of all these tools which I just mentioned. Inspections can be done now using a tool. Incident investigation can be now done now using a tool. That was not existent in the past. So we are evolving and we've transitioned from where we used to be in the past to a new era where health and safety has increasingly developed and enhanced its deliveries across organization.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I think this is a very powerful answer, and I know that, yes, everyone will attest to that. And now I have a very, very nice picture I want to show you, and I want to ask you, you know, because yeah, we are in the UAE, and I think we are in the Middle East. Some of us are even in developed countries as well. But when we look at the nature of Africa, we ask them, how do you define a scaffolding? You see a grandpa today, you tell him, please, you need to use a scaffolding to erect this platform. And they'll tell you what is a scaffolding. You know what we use traditionally. So I'm trying to get that photo for you guys. Don't worry, I'm bringing it. So in this case, when we look at Africa, what do you think we can do about that?
I'm still waiting to see the picture yet for me to speak. I'm still reserving my responses, and that will be based on the picture you're bringing up.
Fantastic. I'll even bring, and then you can see the worker without the PPE resting just close to it. So let's see. I'm bringing your picture in a bit. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's very visible.
Fantastic. So when you see something like this, especially in let me say in Africa where we find ourselves. I don't know, guys, if you have seen this, but for me, I've seen this a lot. So if you've seen this and you're familiar with this, before these guys don't use scaffoldings. So how can you advise safety professionals or maybe our people back home or those in a less developed country on how they can improve on these standards?
Thank you, Frank. I'm just looking at a disaster waiting to happen. I would say yes. For now, it looks rigid, but at some point, this will all get wet with either moist or rain or whatever or concrete settlement, and then it becomes another story. Looking at this, I think we need to start looking at how do we move from the aspect of having to speak too much to the aspect of having a legal standard that governs what we do. Every construction in Africa needs to be governed under a certain rule, which is having a process that works. On that aspect, I'm seeing a risk that could be avoided. Just calculate the amount of or the expense for the acquisition of this wood that you see there. That would be equally the expense to acquire a proper propping jack, a proper shutters which are compliant. So I think what Africa do not see is that you can actually save costs when you design in consideration of safety. So that's why I'm also a big preacher of safety in design in everything I say. I say this can save us a lot of mishap in the industry if we understand that in as much as we are trying to evade cost, those costs could still be minimal whilst we are adopting the most practicable, what do you call it, process or standard whilst we build. Africa needs to start looking at sustainable building practices, sustainable building practices that is adoptable across board. That is to say that instead of us going to the wood cutting, afforestation or deforestation, whatever it is,
Sorry,
cutting
good
woods.
evening, everyone.
Please,
Good.
if you're here, just kindly mute yourself, please. I'm sorry about that, Emmanuel.
Yeah, so instead of individual or companies having to go towards the procurement of wood for this sort of construction, they could actually opt out for the more sustainable approach when it comes to shutters and also prop jacks, and as well as a proper scaffoldings that would serve the same purpose without having to endanger the lives of the workers on site as well as other people or the community itself. Because if that building collapse, God forbid, it might not just be affecting the workers, it would affect people around that vicinity. So I think Africa has a very long way to go when it comes to these adaptation. But again, it starts from each and every of us on this platform. How do you contribute to a better future towards a safer working practice and a safer working sort of adaptation in your area? You go abroad, you work abroad, you get the knowledge, you keep it to yourself. It does not serve any purpose. How are you translating that into your own local community? How are you moving that down to the people who do not have the opportunity to see what you've seen? For the people who do not have the opportunity to be part of something more advanced and sustainable as what we have here in the Middle East. You know, this has to go in different forms. If we are looking for a better Africa, it starts with us. That's all I always say.
In fact, I cannot agree any less. Yeah, that was spot on, and I feel that everyone here they are enjoying those responses. I can see the number of hearts they are giving you and the claps. I wish that they give me the same as well. But don't worry, after this presentation, I will have a huge fight with them. But guys, I'm happy that you're happy, and this is the essence and the importance of why we are here. We are currently at 92 attendees for this session, and Mr. Emmanuel is giving us back to back. That's how they put it in Niger, back to back. So yes, I'm going to the very next question. And yes, what are the biggest career misconceptions? 3 myths can hold careers back. So what are the misconceptions about this our career?
Uh, to be honest, I would start with I believe that people do think that qualification alone determines how far you will go. Don't misquote me. We have thousands of professionals with CMIOSH, CMIOSH, ISO qualification, diplomas, and other safety credentials. Those qualifications are very valuable. They demonstrate knowledge and they can open doors, but they don't automatically make you a leader. That's the fact. Another misconception is that being a good health and safety professional means being the person who knows all the regulations and tells everyone when they are wrong. That's only part of the job, to be honest. Okay? And in as much as we all sit here and talk about it, if you progress in your career, you will realize that knowing the answer isn't just enough. You need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to influence people and get them to act. And perhaps this biggest misconception is that your career is defined by your job title. Again, I encourage people to think differently. Do not chase title. Build the capabilities that makes you ready for the title. Because when you look at where you are coming from, I love the fact that someone that had known me over the years came up on this platform. The community is very huge, and I believe in LinkedIn. If you'd open it up and say to people, how did you know this guy? How have you met this guy? How have your path crossed? Many people will say different things about me. And all have been people who I have met during my life and during my career. And if you look at where I started as a health and safety officer, I started from the scratch. There is nothing like jumping into the industry and I'm making it big at the same time. Nobody made it big at one shot. I could remember when salaries were 700 dirhams. I could remember when we got to the next level of our life. I could remember every single step of it. I didn't just come out and be where I am as an automated process. I walked my way through it. And that's why I always encourage the young ones. The misconception about having to jump into so much qualifications because you want to grow big, that needs to stop. You need to work. You need to be technically sound. You need to advance your knowledge. You need to learn leadership. You need to be consistent. You need to be aware. You need to understand. You need to listen to people. This is what makes a great leader. Running into positions, thinking that positions will make you, or qualifications will create opportunities. You might find yourself in those positions, but you will never last in them because you didn't genuinely put in work to get to that particular place. You do not even understand the process. So you will be seen as a failure when opportunity comes knocking on your door. So in as much as you build those certifications, which are very, very essential, still work on other things which are away from certifications, which is understanding the in-depth part of what we do. That's my best advice. Thank you.
Fantastic. I don't think anyone has something because I think we are all doing good and it's all going well. So I have another question here for you, Mr. Emmanuel. Why should HSE professionals understand the business beyond safety and compliance?
It's all thanks, Frank. The questions are coming back to back, like you said. And I hope I'm able to give all the answers that is required. To be honest, all these questions have different dimensions of responses, but I'll just give you my 1 cent. Okay. Knowing the business beyond safety compliance is very important because risk doesn't exist separately from the business. Risk goes hand in hand with the business itself. If I'm working on a project and the project manager is thinking about delivery, operation is thinking about productivity, finance is thinking about cost, leadership is thinking about organizational exposure, the front line is thinking about whether they can actually execute the work safely, And HSE has to understand all these perspectives. Being commercially aware does not mean you are compromising safety. It means that you have the understanding why the business needs to do something. What is the actual risk that you're facing? The controls are proportionate. And what alternative do you have as an approach when it comes to those risk mitigations? What are the consequences of your failure? And again, how we can be able or how we can enable the objectives safely. These are things that you need to think about. And so instead of simply saying you can't do it, I want health and safety to be able to say, or health and safety personnel to be able to say, I understand what you're trying to achieve. Let us understand the risk and find a way or the safest way to achieve it. That's you being a contributor to that particular objective of which those tasks are being set. That's when a health and safety personnel becomes a business partner and not just a police. I always preach this. The job we do is towards regulation, compliance, assurance, verification, and validation. But we are not police. We are there as the knowledge owners to work together with the business, partner with other strategic stakeholders, whether internally or externally, to be able to attain a particular objective. So, in as much as you're trying to attain that objective, always put it at the back of your mind. My job here is to support the business delivery. My job here is to work closely as a business partner and not as a sort of hindrance to this whole process. Your money, your salary comes from this business. So you should be able to support the business and its delivery, not always obstructing and causing problems for the business. So this is why you need to be commercially aware of why health and safety exists, what you are there to do, and what's your core priority. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. So, at this point, is there anyone who has a question so that our speaker can rest for a minute? I've told you guys, when I bring a speaker, you guys should come at least 30 minutes before time. Make sure you're drinking water like me because I'm just trying to digest that knowledge, you know?
Richard, I think I see a hand. Richard?
Yes, Richard, please ride on. If you can come on video, that's fine so that we can know you. We are happy to know you. We are happy to take your question. Over to you, Richard.
Okay, Mr. Frank, thank you so much for this opportunity. It's a pleasure, and I'm so excited to see Mr. Emmanuel. So my question goes direct to Mr. Emmanuel. So in case I find myself in a situation whereby my company is not supportive, especially in HSE department, because you may find that the client needs compliance with HSE. But when it comes, for example, to the engineers, the supervisors, they prioritize only production. You try to look for the way forward such that you balance the production and safety compliance. But for them, they only prioritizing production instead. Yet even the HSE department, the HSE managers, they don't support you in that situation. So how can you manage that situation?
Thank you, Richard. I believe this is a question that every health and safety personnel has encountered in their career. The question is, why is the business prioritizing production over safety? Do you understand why does your business prioritize production over safety? Why is that?
Yeah, it's because the money which they use to pay for us, or my salary, comes from that production. Without
Absolutely correct.
production, I cannot be paid. I cannot get salary.
Absolutely correct. So now let's look at it that the business needs production. It needs money to function, right? Which is why you are there. Take it from me. The reason why you were brought in by the business is that they want their productions to keep going whilst they comply to the regulations and have a person who understands this process. The culture which you're trying to build with those people does not take effect in one day. It's built on trust. It's built on responsibility. It's built on relationship. First, you need to build trust between you and your leaders. If they trust you, they would do anything for you, anything, even stop the production for you, because they trust that your judgment is sound. Trust, number one. Two, you need to build responsibility with these people. You know what we do as health and safety, which is very wrong, is looking at the part of us knowing it and enforcing it. When you adopt the process of transferring knowledge and responsibility to people, everybody takes equal share of compliance. Now, you know that your production manager, your foreman, they do all have a target that they want to achieve, as well as they are obligated to make sure that whilst they are delivering that target, they do not tarnish the company's image. They do not bring problems to the company. They do not damage the equipment or damage the machinery. They do not kill people whilst doing that. This is when you create a relationship based on responsibility. You train those people. You engage with them. You make sure that they are the risk bearers. They understand that this is a risk and this is how we can mitigate this risk. I'm not going to be here every time to supervise what you do. This is your task. I'm trying to save lives. I'm trying to save you time. I'm trying to save you money. You need to create a relationship when it comes to responsibility. If this individual understands that they're responsible for every single life on that particular what you call workplace, they would make sure that they safeguard these lives. I always talk about the life preservation principle.
Emmanuel, let
Please,
me
mister,
see.
we
You're
cannot
muted.
hear you.
It's okay. Yeah. And can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect. So I'm speaking about the life preservation principle. If every individual in your organization or in that production plant understands that preservation of life is a shared responsibility, these individuals will try as much as possible to make sure that every single life in that production plant is safeguarded. They are now obliged, they are now bound to make sure that this compliance, nobody can joke around with it. They are the production manager, they are the foreman, and they are still enforcing safety compliance for you. Again, you build trust, you build people understanding responsibilities. These are very important aspects of what you do. And again, in as much as the business is so focused towards the production, or so focused towards production, yes, and like I said, the production is all targeted towards what? Money making. You need to show the business that you are there with them to make the money. You need to make it very clear that your job there is not to delay the production, but to support the production, make money for them, save them time when there is a sort of mishap, because accident comes with many sort of what do you call implications. The investigation time, the costing which comes from accident impact, or replacement of equipment, or resources, or training, or If I can be able to save you all this, I'm making money for you. That's what you need to build for you to be able to attain what you want to get as a professional who is facing this sort of challenges. Make sure that your decisions are trusted. That's the most important. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for such a wonderful submission.
You're
I'm
welcome.
very contented now. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. You nailed it. Yes, Kabiru, we are going to have just one question. Then, oh, Mr. Emmanuel, someone is saying we love you. They're already in love with you. That's amazing. So we have Kabiru coming up. And thank you, Richard, for that question. So if I see a lot of questions coming up in the chat box about how do you earn trust and all of that, don't worry. Emmanuel has some very two engaging slides for you guys when he goes through those those slides, and then I think your questions will be answered. So don't worry about that. Everything is covered. I say you're covered in Jesus' name. Can I see people typing amen in the comment section? You're covered. There is no shaking. Very good. If you can unmute yourself and say it loudly, that's fine. I'm willing to hear. But don't blow off my ears, you know.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Oh. You know why I'm very happy? Because people that don't go to church are the first to say amen, amen, amen. But it is well. Jesus does not.
Amen.
Amen. Fantastic. I now know that my people are not
for
sleeping.
and for our people who are Muslims, you can say Amin.
I'm telling you.
You have already said that.
Okay, that's good. You see, we are very inclusive. We don't only focus on Christians. You see how Emmanuel corrected me in a very diplomatic way. This guy, I told you these guys, you know, he just came in and just put the icing on the cake. That's really nice. Thank you so much, Richard. So yes, we are bringing on our brother. What's his name? Where is he? This Kabiru. Kabiru, you can unmute yourself. If you can turn on your video, that would be great as well. We want to see you. We want to know you, and we can take it from there. Fantastic, Kabiru. We have you, but we cannot hear you. Oh, sorry. We cannot hear you. I'm trying to read your lips. Are you saying you want to give me money? But I cannot hear you, Kabiru. I'm reading the lips. I think he said 2 million dirhams. So that's what I'm trying to hear. If should Mr. Frank send his bank account, that nothing is coming in. Okay, Kabiru, you can put it in the chat box. So guys, I'm so happy that you guys are happy. We have some two amazing slides. I think I've been asking a lot of questions to Emmanuel. So Emmanuel, if you're ready for us to ride on with those two slides, please let me know.
Born ready.
Fantastic. You know, my people like book. They will ask you questions and squeeze that knowledge out of your head. So that's why I want to give you some space to rest in between. But we are good. We are good to go. And that's it. Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah, I see a couple of individuals on the platform. I believe most are leaders and people who are in leadership role. I believe we have people on front line. And when you look at my slide, you understand that I have consideration of both levels whilst I was working on this. Understanding what we do as health and safety. You know, people always talk about the part where we enforce and police process. For leadership, I believe that this is a work that deserves individuals' proficiency and understanding, then also relationship building. At that point, I talk about having to focus on what is essential, what really matters, aligning the goals of which we have, or the organizational goals, to what we have to enforce in the organization. Let's just say that you are with an entity that is known for a particular sort of delivery, and you know that this entity has core focus towards assurance that they do not have any sort of mishappen. Now, as a health and safety leader, your vision should be towards aligning your process to make sure that the organization is safeguarded whilst your target is achieved as well. That's what I mean by the word aligning goals. And understanding the management of budget, spending extravagantly, having to jump into every single procurement that you see. Today, I see a signage, I procure it. Tomorrow, you don't need that signage. Today, I get an extravagant expense from a sort of a campaign. Maybe I want to do a hand safety campaign, and I saw a campaign material which can be contributory to that, but not thinking about the duration of your campaign. You go to procure this particular equipment for this campaign, and you use it for a certain time, which is like maybe let's say 6 months max, and you drop it. You don't need it anymore, but you've spent a massive amount of money to be able to procure that equipment. Now, again, that's not realistic. You're not managing budget. You're not managing the financial aspect of what you do as a leader. You need to think about sustainability. You need to think about legacy. You need to think about things that would stay. Even when you are done with that process, it can still serve other purposes. And when I talk about the setting of deadlines, when you're coming up with ideas and all that, also make sure that they have deadlines, they have timeline where you set and say, from this time to this time, this is what we do. That's what we call about the smart objective setting. So within the smart objective settings, also you have the time where you have the realistic and time bound, right? You're looking at the time bound there. It's not just there for being there. It's being there because it is something that needs to be attained within a specific set of time. So as a leader, when you're doing things, when you are working on approach, you have to set a deadline. Deliver with discipline. Do not keep postponing. Oh, I have to attain this particular level of compliance. Okay, let's just say you set up that you will reduce accidents by 50%. Maybe last year you had 10 accidents and you feel like you want to reduce accident by 50%. You set a timeline for that to be happening, right? Before the end of 2026, I should be achieving this target. Now, to achieve the target of 50%, you should be knowing if you are moving towards the right trajectory or the wrong path within the first 6 months, because you would have to sit down to review your process, see your management of our incident, see how you've reduced them, and then you have to go back again to see if there is need for additional process to be implemented. So when you drive process, set deadlines, because that keeps you in check. You have to be able to defend every single claim that you bring up to the management. And again, like someone was asking me, how do you create trust with management? What you see right here in front of you is trust building. If you are able to attain what you are seeing outlined right now in the screen as a leader or as a frontliner, you are building trust. You are creating a relationship. You are building responsibility. You are transferring ownership. All these things are very, very critical for you to be a very, very vibrant and efficient health and safety personnel on site. Then we talk about, I'll just run through about the leaders aspect, because I believe majority of the individuals on the platform, they are all frontliners. So for the leadership aspect, the driving of strategy, the management of risk, business needs, and also the building relationship between the safety department and every other department within the organization. This is very important. As you as a leader, like Richard mentioned, he said that my manager might not be supporting me, that my manager will not be supporting me when I need his support because he's always by the management side. The manager not supporting his, I would put it as, I'm not going to say his colleagues, I would call it. The manager is not supporting the guys who are working under their supervision. That is a wrong approach, because as a manager, you are supposed to create a relationship whereby the management sees you and your team as one. Whatever your team has made a decision should come as a singular decision, as a single agreement between yourself, your team, in front of anybody. Because these risks are managed, handled, highlighted, monitored by you and the team, not by the team alone. So you as a manager must make sure that you protect these people like your life depends on it. You also build this relationship whilst you're creating a better relationship with your management. You're creating that better relationship in conjunction with your team. Your team should be you, and you should be your team. Okay? So the earning of trust, the coaching and development process, you have to transfer knowledge to your team, build your team to have knowledge as much as you do. Because I see the professions we have right now are too scared to transfer knowledge because they feel like if I do this, this guy is going to know better than I do, and he might keep me out of the job. I'm telling people every day, if you're ever scared that you're going to lose your job because you transferred knowledge to someone, then you were never supposed to be there in the first place. It's the truth. You are not supposed to be there in the first place. Knowledge transfer is not something that you should be scared about. You transfer knowledge because it is essential. You transfer knowledge because it builds capability. You transfer knowledge because when those people are well aware and informed, your own objectives are attained. So do not think that coaching or developing other people will make you less of a person or it will get you out of a job. It would never do that to you if you understand the values you bring to the table. The difficult decisions aspect, there are decisions you have to make most times that are quite very difficult. But again, you have to make it because we're talking about life preservation. You have to say no to that, your very close friend who's the project manager, when you think that something would go wrong and it would be very, very detrimental to the company. Your relationship with them is very important. But again, the role you play with this organization is more important. If you safeguard the organization name, save people's life, and create a better tomorrow for the organization, it's far more better than the relationship you're trying to maintain, to be honest. There are better ways to build a stronger relationship where people do not depend on the bonding between you and them for your decision making. They understand why you make certain hard decisions because they see it from where you're coming from. You were brought on board to make those decisions. You were brought on board to take them across every aspect of those risks which has been identified. How do you mitigate them? How do you manage them? How do you eliminate them? How do you come to a resolution? Those are dependent on your professionalism. Your capability as a manager, capability as a leader has to come first before that relationship. I've been in situations whereby I've got very close friends in diverse industry, in diverse department. Most times I'm put in that particular position where I have to say no to you, and our relationship is still intact. Why? Because they understand that why I'm raising the issues I'm raising and why my no stands to be no is because this is very, very important for the organization's name. You should build that sort of foundation for yourself. When people see your word, they believe it for what it is. Now, for the frontliners, I go to that aspect. Dealing with reality. You see it, you understand it, then you can action it. If you do not understand it, ask question. Go back to the drawing board. Understand it better. We do have the PDCA cycle for a reason. You plan things, you check them. You plan things, you do them, you check them, you act on them. It is a cycle that repeats itself. Having to go back to the drawing board does not make you lesser of a health and safety practitioner. It doesn't make you ineligible to be in the position where you find yourself. It positions you to make the right decision. It positions you strategically in a place that when people look back at what you've done over time, they would come back and say, yes, we know why this guy is on the pedestal where he is at right now. Managing workload, understanding that you have priorities, and these priorities are made with purpose. Handling pressure. There's a lot of pressure that comes with what we do. We are the most hated profession in every industry. Everybody hates health and safety. They don't like us. They don't want to hear about us. But let me tell you the fact, that's from the past. There are ways you position yourself in the industry. There are ways you place yourself within the operations or within construction or within anywhere you find yourself. And organizations cannot make decisions without you. They don't have to hate you. There are days in my beginning when even project managers or people who are they can't stand health and safety. Once you come in, health and safety is here. Either they suspend the activity and they move on, or they pause the activity. You go, then they continue. That's not a good system. They should be able to perform in your absence and your presence. And this is very, very important. Very, very important. Whatever it is that is happening with their process, you should be an enabler. You should be an enabler and not a person who stops or delays delivery. So understand it, then solve it. When I talk about the navigation of uncertainties, it makes some sort of sense when you have to look at this is the risk, this is the task right in front of you. But that task has to happen. The word engineering control didn't come just by fluke. It came for a reason. Understanding how to adopt the most practicable approach to be able to deliver the same objective. These are very important. Knowing a process, like when we every health and safety personnel, they will say, I need you to give me your MSRA. I need your method statement risk assessment. Da, 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 da. I even see health and safety personnel who go out of the way to develop method statement, which is it's wrong. You are not the task owner. You should not be the developer of method statement. You are the owner of risk assessment because, again, you derive your risk from understanding the methodology of the job. Jumping into decisions and going to develop, it's like jumping into the development of a method statement. It's like jumping into a design to make a design that you do not understand. Again, there are two ways. Those risk assessments which we develop as health and safety personnel, there is a way you are going to approach it. You don't even need to develop the risk assessment. They will develop the method statement, risk assessment together and submit it for your review. That's when you build responsibility. When you see organizations enroll leaders for CMIOSH managing safely, some sort of safety courses and all that, why do you think it's very essential? It's for them to see things the way you do. Now you've transferred the ownership to them. They're not going to develop method statement alone and send it across your way. They will end up developing the method statement, identifying the risk, applying the most practicable control measures, and evaluating, sending to you for analysis or for evaluation approval. So you need to understand where your work stands and how to make your work for you. You have every single resources right in front of you, but you just need to know how to use it. Okay? Like I said, make it work. Keep people safe and get people home safely. At the end of the day, look, what we do is to preserve life. Yeah? There is, when you get stuff right, I always say this, when you get it right, you end up having to achieve that same purpose which you are employed, which is getting people back home safely. Health and safety, I see them to be the bridge. This is why you see the photo there. We listen, we communicate, we translate, we influence, and we build trust. This is very, very important. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. I think that my guys are drowning in knowledge. I hope you guys brought your safety harness to actually save you, because right now it's a lot, but you can actually see what you would have missed if you were not here.
Did something happen?
Pardon? Because of salary issue.
Someone is talking. It's not on mute. Who took your salary?
I hope that your salary is in check. I'm so sorry about that. So yes, while we are pushing to see that our leader rounds up with this as well, I hope you all are enjoying it. He's just going to give you like an overview, a summary of it. We do have 60 minutes till the end, guys. Hold on. Everything is going well. I know you guys who want it till morning, but I need him to also rest because he has work tomorrow as well. So you guys should let's take it gentle. If you're enjoying the session, can I see some thumbs up? Can I see guys? Let's be active. Let's see. Fantastic. I've seen only one. Only one? I cannot see more than one. I've seen just one. One. Let's see how many are coming in. Fantastic, guys. Fantastic. Safety professionals should be proactive. When I say thumbs, before I say up, I should see them already. Yeah. So good job. My people. That's why I said I had the best community. Nobody can say anything else. My guys are active. Emmanuel, can you feel the energy in
I
the
can
room?
see that. I can see that.
Very good.
And one day, hopefully, everybody come together in one space to get to meet each other and transfer knowledge as well.
Yeah, definitely. We have our conference in November in which everyone will be there. We are 95 of us on this call. You guys should start putting your coins together because this conference is first come, first save. If you delay, I'm sorry. Don't say Mr. Frank did not tell you ahead of time. Because when the flyers are out by the end of this month, before you miss it, other people will take it. We have just 100 slots. There are 95 people on this call. So please prepare yourself for our event. Okay, let me not distract you guys so you forget anything that Emmanuel said before. Over to you, Emmanuel.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. Again, guys, I would never overemphasize, I will not overemphasize the importance of being in platforms of this nature because I believe most, like I said, most of people must have seen me on maybe LinkedIn platform, but we've never gotten to speak or transfer knowledge to each other. So this is why it's important to find yourself a suitable platform like what Frank has got going on to learn from. These are never-ending lessons. What we do is it's it's even when they talk about health and safety, sometimes I say to people that we work beyond what people understand. Yeah, our work does a lot. I cannot keep counting. I cannot keep recognizing what we've done over the past years when it comes to having to set standard, save people's lives, making sure that individuals go back to their families. This is nothing beyond, it's incredible. Health and safety is an incredible role. And when you do it with happiness, when you do it with fulfillment, you will get to that stage where you see that you are actually doing something amazing out of the ordinary. So now for you to be on this skill, when we talk about this profession, we're moving towards the age where there's been a lot of enhancement. We do not have time in our side. I'm just going to focus on the core skills you have to be getting used to at this moment. Now, you look at the core skills at the top right, you will see where it's mentioned that core skills for 2030. For me, that should be where you'll be looking at. And the emerging skills as well on the top left, those are very, very important because at the scaling, you can see they are very high. They are strong growth, high on demand. Predictive analysis, very, very important. Psychological risk management, human factor, and wearable safety monitors. You can see them on LinkedIn. I see some people building some helmets now that has a tracker that identifies where individuals are, where you can get them, da da da. So these are emerging technologies, which is very, very important. For you to learn how to use them is something else because there's a system that monitors them. So again, learning them is very, very important. digital safety delivery technology, ESGs and sustainabilities, which I believe everybody understands, crisis and resilience planning. These things I just mentioned are the emerging skills which you can see in the coming days or the recent times where we are at. Understanding the business gives you more knowledge into knowing what could go wrong, how you can keep the business running, which is where we talk about the crisis and resilience. And sustainability and ESG, those are the aspects of where we talk about saving money for the company and making what we have work for us, having to reuse stuff, having to overturn stuff, and not having to use it for one time and that's it. Building legacy, these are all very important. Like I've been mentioning before the slides, look at what will stand the test of time when you are looking at an approach towards your initiative. You're coming up with something, come up with something that will stay after that awareness or initiative goes or is done with. You can use it over time and time and time again. That you understanding the sustenance of your legacy. And also at the part of understanding the predictive analysis, understanding the trend analysis and all that, having to read what has happened in the past, what is the possibility that this is going to happen again. It comes with you understanding the trend, knowing, oh, this has happened this way, and it this happened to lead to that. And if this has happened to lead to that, and that's happening now, you have clearly already identified what is going to happen in the coming future when it comes to compliance or maybe it comes to an accident or when it comes to any sort of a mishappen. So knowing your predictive analytical tools as well, understanding them is very, very important. Now I go to the core skills in 2030, system thinking, risk communication, AI and data interpretation. And again, oh, health and safety guys on the platform. I just want to let you guys understand this. The use of AI tools are very important, but do not let them take your brains away. AI tools are very important. Do not let them take your brains away. When you go to use AIs for the simplest of stuff, you end up not thinking and not using your brains. I could see some people can't even draft emails anymore. They go to AI to draft them emails. I see some people for the simplest of stuff. AI is a very amazing tool for which is supposed to ease your work. But again, do not undermine the impact of overusing it for the simplest of stuff. So the adaptation of AI and data interpretation is very important. For data interpretation, it's very, very important. But for you, for the simplest of stuff as health and safety personnel, please make use of your brain sometimes. Make use of your brain. Think because it was put in there for you to think, right? And you need it to work for you. Most of the data you get needs to be interpreted, analyzed by you as a person receiving it at the other end. It's not just it gives it to you and you take it and run after whatever you want to do. You need to have the brain to interpret those data. You need to have the brain to understand the analysis behind it. You need to have the brain to be able to speak about it even in the absence of those systems. So adopting AI for data interpretations and the analytical part is fine, but still do make use of your brains. Critical thinking, that's what I was talking about. You think, you use your brain. That's very, very important. Then also the cross-functional collaboration, understanding that you do not stand alone for health and safety alone. Health and safety demands you working together with other particular functions, or what would I say, departments, if it makes it very clear for you. Now you're saying that these guys are planning. I do not have anything to do with planning. I'm health and safety. If you do not have anything to do with planning, you end up in a big mess. One, why? Because you do not even understand what's going to happen. Planning has the key to tell you what will happen. They will tell you what will happen. Your look ahead programs, whatever would happen that has been designed ahead of time, planning gives it to you. So you have a thing and more than a thing to do with your planning, because your job delivery depends on planning as well. If you can understand ahead of time that this is what I'm supposed to do and this is the time I'm supposed to do it, you can be able to bring out solutions earlier. So every single department in your organization matters. Integration with the HR, integration with the planning, integration with engineering, integration with quality, integration with, and again, in as much as you are integrating, you are learning from them. Your influence become noticeable. Commercial awareness, understanding the business, understanding why the business does what it does. The business is so focused on production because they need money. The business is so pushy towards my agenda of having to restrict a number of working hours. Okay, if the business does not want you to stop the work for a certain number of workers, why don't you come up with a design of rotating the work? Have this number of people work, have this number of people rest. You supporting the business production, whereas you're not stopping the job. A design does not meet your expectation. Okay, is it going to kill someone? No. If it's not going to kill someone, find a way to work around it. And whilst they are bringing up other solutions, let them start working. You don't need to stop the business from making its money. Time is money for the business. Unless it's going to kill someone, don't bother about it. You have to find a way that they understand you. You are an enabler. I keep on saying this. You are an enabler. Always remember this wherever you are. I am here. I was brought to this business to enable the business success, not to be the hindrance to the business. So you're being commercially aware, your behavioral psychology, that's very, very important as well. The way you act in front of this management you're trying to gain trust with, the way they perceive you is very important. You're not going to be a drunkard and you want people to listen to you. You're not going to be poorly mannered and you want people to listen to you. You need to be someone who portrays himself with responsibility, with respect. Then people respect your authority. What you do starts with you. If you poorly present yourself, nobody will respect you. You need to be presentable. This is my core principle. When it comes anywhere you meet me in the world, and ask anybody who has ever crossed paths with me. Looking good is very important. Smelling nice is very important. You cannot come into someone's office and be smelling like a bag of fish. They'll be pursuing you to step out of their office every minute they see you. I'm just going to be honest to you. I'm going to be honest to you. They need, even your nice smell will make people want to be near to you. If a person see you that you smell like some trash somewhere and you step into someone's office, they will always want you away because they don't want that discomfort. Nobody wants discomfort. Try as much as possible to present yourself, like Frank mentioned before. You're coming for an event, you're coming for a seminar, know the dress code. Know the dress code. You are going for a corporate event, dress corporately. You're going for a social gathering, dress with social gathering, what do you call it, mind behind it. You're going for picnic, dress for picnic. These are things that present you and make you stand out in front of others. You're not just presenting it because you want to. I'm not telling you to go spend all you have just for you to be looking. You can buy the minimum of clothes, but still look better. Present yourself. Carry yourself with all modesty. You know, what speaks first is you. Your appearance, not you opening your mouth to talk. If I see you and you look like a rag coming to approach me, I might run. Maybe I'll think you're a mad person. You know, I'm sorry, because when you look at it, you would always like imagine to yourself, why is this person dressed tattered coming to me? You know what I mean? So it's very, very important for you to present yourself very, very well. It is important. Understanding risk, making strategic decisions. These are very, very important as well. Mate, we can go on and on and on tonight, but we just have a limited time. And again, I'll leave the floor for Frank at the moment. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. For me, I think it has been a very big learning session. So, guys, if you're in the community and if you haven't been attending session and you have been joking about this, I think this is the right time for you to have a rethink about this. And having leaders like this, directors coming in to actually share knowledge with you for more than an hour, this is something we cannot pay him for, you know. So when you see a strategic leader and you see me running behind them, bringing leaders to come in and share knowledge, please, you guys should take this knowledge and implement it. I've learned a lot from this session as well. And that's the beauty of HSE because we keep learning on daily basis and we keep getting people connecting every time. This session is recorded, and if you feel like you want to watch it all over again, then definitely we'll have to go back to it. But now, uh, like I said, we do have a conference coming in November, and Mr. Emmanuel that you guys see here, I want to use this platform to thank him because if our event was successful in Qatar, he was one of the brains behind. He supported massively financially. He came in at the right time with the help of my brother, Mr. Kole Femin, and he's a leader that wants to see results. He's driven by results. I had to pitch to him. I spoke to him about what we are doing, and he came in to support. And at the same time, I'm also pleading with him to come for our conference, in which he will be there for you guys to meet him. And also, it's an opportunity for us to network, to know one another. And please, 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 if you're in the community and you have not been active from now henceforth, try to be active. Follow all our social media pages. It's very, very important because when we have sessions like this, we are going to announce them. We might announce on Facebook. So if you're not on Facebook, you're missing out. We might announce on Instagram. So just click Talk Safety with Frank, follow us, and let's go. But before we release our senior leader here, I want 3 people who feel motivated, those that have not spoken before. If you have spoken before, sorry. Even if you came and said, hello, I don't want you to come again. Let's give the room to other people to speak. At least 10 minutes will not kill us. Let's hear what they have to say. If you feel that you learned something today from your heart, especially those who are connecting for the very first time, please, can you just raise your hand? We'll give you the floor, turn on your video and say something nice to our presenter. Very good. We have Mr. Ali here. Very fast. Ali, as I'm spotlighting you, just turn on your video and your audio so we can hear from you. Fantastic. Ali is here. Ali, you're muted, please.
Hey,
Okay,
Frank.
fantastic, Mr. Ali. How are you?
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I see.
Alhamdulillah, good.
I see one eye, but I'm not seeing you clearly. Is your video on?
Yes, it's on. Hope you
Are you
can
sure?
see me very nicely.
I see you, but not nicely. Let me see. Okay, now I can see you. I can see you. I can see you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure being here for the first time and for the second time to interface with Mr. Frank. And much appreciation goes to Mr. Emmanuel. I really appreciate your words and your knowledge and advice you gave us. But the keynote, I think I joined in a little bit late. I don't know. But the keynote I've picked in all you've said is being presentable and thinking critically. Those are two things a person can not take away from you. If you come to that level, adopting those, at least you're somewhere far. Because I can say that appreciation goes back to all the tutors and the mentors of interface. But if this keeps on coming in and finding other people saying the same thing, it really shows that there are some principles which cannot be taken away. as a personnel, HSE personnel who is in IT at the same time, having a 360 role at a certain at a point whereby I can get to know how the technical systems can be run and can be implemented and installed. At the same time, how safe the people who are doing the job or who are at the site can be managed and monitored. It really gives me pleasure to speak and to learn from the people who are in the field with expertise of many years than I've been in the field. I will not say much. I just appreciate Frank for the platform. Hope for the better and upwards and onwards. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ali. And I'll give Mr. Emmanuel, please, these people are coming for you. So maybe you can always conclude with them before we bring the next person on.
Thank you, Ali, for the kind words. Again, looking at where we see ourselves, I would always say, you never know who's watching. Just have that in the back of your mind. You never know who's watching you. For maybe to you, you think, I know where I am, I know how I'm behaving, and I can just maneuver it. Maybe those people in the same circle with you are the ones who's going to make the decisions at the later stage. You never know who's watching. Coley came up on this platform and he said he's known me for, I think now almost, I've known Coley for 11 years or 12 years, if I'm not mistaken, maybe around 10 to 11 years. The Emmanuel you see today was not built today. I take my name as a brand. My name represents me. I want to be called up in positive notes and not in negative notes. I would love people to remember me after having crossed paths with me with positivity. This is to say that each and every one of you on this platform has a role to play for themselves. It's not for me. It's not for Frank on the platform. Your name speaks for you. What you build on it depends on you. How you manage it depends on you. What you do in the absence of people depends on you. It's you. It's a decision. So again, you take your notes, write down so many things. And at the end of the day, the best decision is a decision you make for yourself as an individual. I'm going to start from tomorrow. I'm going to make sure that every 2 weeks I go and cut my hair. I look good. I can buy the cheapest of perfume to smell nice, at least for that to let people be around me. This is a decision for self. I'm going to start from now, and I will find a prominent leader in the industry to mentor me, to teach me the things I do not know, to take me from stage to stage. That depends on you. It's a decision. I've been mentored by people. I didn't just come out from an illusion. I know the people I looked up to. I know the people I want to be like, and I reached out to like minds. Went through mentorship over years in every stage of my career. When I was a safety officer, when I was safety engineer, I went through this process in every stage. Though I know what I was doing, but there are things ahead of me that I don't know. So I see those things ahead of me and I learn for them in readiness of what is to come. When I'm a safety officer, I'm looking forward to being a safety engineer, because even coming into the industry, having an engineering background, that's not enough. You need to have practiced being in this whole field for you to advance to a certain level. So you look at it like you're a safety officer. I'm growing to be a safety engineer. What could I face? I look for people who are safety engineers, ask them questions, grow to that. I ask people who are senior engineers, senior managers, senior safety officers. Ask them questions, grow to that. Grow to people who are directors. I'm looking up to them. Whilst I'm learning, I'm still in the stage behind, making myself ready for what is to come. These are process, and this decision all lies with you. Everything you hear on this particular podcast or seminar right now today, the action all depends on you, not on me. You can decide to throw your sheet of papers tomorrow. You can decide to sleep it and eat some heavy food and forget about what we discussed tonight. But putting in works again starts from you. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That was a brilliant one. So yes, we have Janet. Janet, if you're in a clear place, can you just turn on your video? That would be a great one. And then unmute yourself. Fantastic.
You're on mute.
We are two in the house. I don't know which one, whether me or the other Jenny.
No, you're already here, so don't worry.
Oh, okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I would like to appreciate Mr. Emmanuel for the insight that he gave us. So impactful. And to Mr. Frank, really I've gained a lot. Particularly, I did my HSE course in 2021. And to be sincere, I didn't know what to do even with the certificate because I did it under ECITB, some examination body that we use in Uganda. So I didn't know what to do with my certificate because we weren't mentored well. We just had it was just a 2 week 2 week study, and then we were given our certificate. So we did our internship. I tried looking for a job, things were hard. So I had my passport. I had to go to Saudi Arabia. I tried life there, things were hard. Again, I went back to Uganda. Still, I didn't know what to use my certificate for, but those days, things to do with safety was just like rumors. Even you ask people, someone might ask you, what is safety? Just spin it around, explain what safety means to someone. So again, I had an opportunity again. I joined for some other training for lifting and erecting. I qualified to be a lifting supervisor and other stuff. But still, I could look at the money things I had in my country. Again, I ran back to Gulf. Now, currently, I'm in UAE. I'm working as a teaching assistant. I'm helping some kid who is suffering from autism. But ever since I joined Mr. Frank's group, sincerely, I sometimes I even feel like even now to leave this contract, I go back to my country, I start my HSC work. Seriously, I've gained a lot now. I know what to do now at the moment. That's what I can say. Now I know what to do. Because now at least I've been mentored. I know what I can do in the field. I know how to express myself now. So much appreciation, Mr. Frank. I'm always attending all the lives, and I know by the time I go back home, I'll be I won't have I'll be perfect, but at least I know where to start from. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Janet. Your story is really the main reason why we are here, because I think if Emmanuel is listening to this as well, I think everyone will feel touched about this, because when I come back and I feel tired and I think about your story, then definitely it gives me the zeal, it gives me that energy to come back here and support. So you don't necessarily need to go home to actually excel in your career. I am telling you in front of everyone, just because you are able to say it, I'll personally mentor you till the end of this year for free, and I will support you until you get an HSE job. So that is my promise. Get to me after this session, and let's see where you are, and I'm going to take it from there. That's why we are here. And we are here to make sure that you transition from what you're doing into where you want to be. So you being here has given me that opportunity to train you, and I'm going to do my best to see that you always come back to remember this life, knowing that since you attended this session, something happened to you as well. So after this, send me a message and I'll tell the team to manage you as well. Then I'll personally take you on a one-to-one so that I can help you transition smoothly without going back to Uganda. So that's what I have to tell you for now. Thank you so
And
much.
yeah, well done. Thank you, Frank. In light to that, I believe the confusion starts with the first step, and we call the first step the baby step. Janet, health and safety doesn't stop in the construction industry. Health and safety work in healthcare, health and safety work in schools, in academic settings. Health and safety works in every single, name it, every single entity that you will ever come across. Health and safety works there. You said that you are currently working with patients, a particular baby with autism. If you go to healthcare facilities or special care facilities, they do have health and safety personnel there as well. So for you to go into this industry, just know what works where you're working. If there is a department that exists of such, you can opt and say, look, I've got the certificate as well. I can go into this. I can support with this. Learn with the job before the permanent thing comes up whilst you're going through your training with Frank. That's my advice.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. And yes, guys, I'm going to be on top of Janet, and I'm hoping that by our conference in November, we are going to testify to the job that she will have, because I'll be behind her from tomorrow, and I have to ensure that she gets that job and she transitions smoothly. So yes, we have Willeen and we have Polly. Please keep it short, 1 minute each. Then we can call it a night. But thank you so much for coming. And I hope that you guys are following. We are looking at the social media pages as well. The figures are not moving. We don't want to blow powder this night. So I hope that you guys are doing what is right. Mr. Willing, over to you.
Hi, Mr. Frank. Good evening.
Good evening.
And good evening to everyone. Good evening to Mr. Emmanuel especially. And I want to appreciate Mr. Frank for this exposure he has given to us. I mean, we don't know why. Personally, I don't know how I can repay him for the knowledge I've gained from him. And thank you for always bringing us leaders like Mr. Emmanuel to open our eyes, to see the world. Just a moment spent with Mr. Emmanuel. Now I feel like we have known him for over a year. And now I feel like tomorrow now I'm going to stand out differently just from listening to him. Yes, Mr. Emmanuel, I have a little, I don't know if you kind of a question. I already dropped this in the group, in the chat. So my question is like, how can, a young professional continue to thrive and perform effectively when working under managers, who may not be genuinely supportive to your ideas, and then maybe even sometimes, their attitude towards you depend on their situation. They don't want to listen to even any kind of ideas you can bring forth to supporting the companies or handling risk. So maybe you might give us some light in this, please.
Okay, yeah, Willie, yeah, that's a bit of it's a chunk. Again, it has to do with understanding the individual you're dealing with. If you know the person, everybody has what works for them. If you understand the individual you're dealing with, the approach might be different. So, but I would give you a general answer, okay? Just don't become a safety personnel. Be a safety professional who understands safety, which is be a professional that understands safety. Don't be a safety professional. I'm an individual and I do understand safety. It's different from I'm a safety professional. So build your technical foundation, very important. Understand the business. Every sector or every place you find yourself, understand what happens in your company. Understand it from financial perspective. Understand the people that works there. Learn how to communicate with those people. Learn how to influence them. I'm not telling you to go and backbite your manager and go and be the guy who's going behind and talking bad about people. No, 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 no. You influence, there are certain ways you influence people positively with an approachable manner that is well dignified. Know how to influence people. Understand the data that come into your department. Every single data, every single number that comes into in your statistic report, in your incident report, in your weekly, monthly report, whatever it is, understand it, have an insight. Be inquisitive. Being inquisitive is not a wrong thing. Be inquisitive. Learn every day. Read one book. Embrace technology as it comes. Develop all the credible capabilities when it comes to leadership. And again, to be honest, you alone is the only one who can decide the kind of professional you want to become. Then you build on those evidence which is supporting the destination which you're heading to. You are not meant to be with that manager all the days of his life. You're not meant to be with that entity all the days of their life. You will grow past that. But whilst you're waiting for that opportunity to come your way, make sure you prepare yourself with the capabilities that you need. So if you're with a manager who's not supportive, it's fine, but you still can develop yourself. You still can work on things. You still can learn in the organization whilst you make yourself ready for opportunities. Health and safety opportunities is never ended. That's one thing I will always assure you. It never ends. There's always demand in the market. There's always demand from one sector to another sector. So keep learning. Build yourself, build your capabilities, make yourself ready for that opportunity. And when it comes, you make the move. Don't jump because you want to run away from your manager. Don't jump because you think I'm done with this place. You jump because you have the conviction within yourself that this is the right move for me. Then you take the step. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much. I think I'm very ready for this now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Willing, for your question. And yes, we have the last speaker of tonight, Mr. Poli. Please, Poli, we need to see you. I don't know where you are. And Kafu says, Mr. Emmanuel, please leave us with, let me see, where is that question? Please leave a message for us, the women in HSE. We need this special advice from you before you leave. Mr. Frank, please, for your peace of mind, don't let him go without giving us this peace. So, Emmanuel, I hope you're keeping it at the back of your mind. So, yes, we have our big man here, Mr. Poli. Over to you, brother.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Frank, and nice to meet you. Good evening, Mr. Emmanuel. Actually, this will be my first time talking on your show. Actually, I'm not yet an HSE professional or officer. I was just inspired by your tips on social media, so I started following you. I had pointed you like the only one, like maybe an exceptional, but today I find another professional, which I'm sorry to say, maybe will take your place with the knowledge flowing, the consistency, like not thinking before talking like you do. I've listened to a few professionals on social media, but not like both of you. I'm really amazed. I just wanted to appreciate. Actually, I had the challenges because of my age. I knew HSE would not be. How can I start at this age, mid 40? But I decided that I would do it. Even if I'm going back to my country, Cameroon, let me just have it at the back of my mind. So actually, I did in a Bosch, CMIOSH. I'm waiting for my result. Actually, I'm very happy to meet Emmanuel today. I think I will follow you from today also. Both of you. Thumbs up. Very happy to meet you.
Emmanuel, will you go first out of respect? Then I can conclude.
Okay, all right, no problem. Thank you very much, Frank. Mr. Foley, it's great seeing you on this platform. And again, I cannot overemphasize how happy I am seeing what Frank is doing with his platform. Frank, like Frank said earlier, he said he reached out and he pitched to me and I listened. All I see is a man who is looking towards changing other people's lives. And that's what the principles I work with. How do I leave an impact when you come across me? Even if I do not have gold or diamond to offer you, but there should be something that would tell you that you met someone today. Frank is doing an incredible job with his platform, and I don't know how to say how proud I am being on this platform today, seeing what he's doing in the lives of people. Yeah. This industry you find yourself, there is no age limit. That's my number one advice to you. Even in your 50s, there is no age limit. All you need is to grab the capabilities, the capacity, the knowledge behind. Get mentored by the right person. And the sky is your starting point. Let me tell you something you do not know in health and safety. Many organizations have an integration of health, safety, and security as one department. You can function extremely, amazingly well in those departments. There are many organizations across the world that is not just health and safety. It is health, safety, security. They are one integrated function. Where I work presently is health, safety, security. It's one entity, not two. Without security, there is no safety. Without safety, there is no security. You should understand that. So to be honest to you, you are already on the career path. All you need is the opportunity and for you to finalize your certification and you move ahead. Do not get discouraged with age. Never let age be a hindrance why you don't make the steps as you're supposed to make. You are in 40s, and so what? There are people who made money in their 60s. There are people who went into the best career of their life in their 60s. There are people who got the kids in the age of 60s. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen as God wants it. So never you limit yourself with age. If you feel within your spirit, within your mind, that this is what I want to do for myself, go for it. The opportunity will come, and I believe, and I'll tell you honestly, you are in the right path. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother Emmanuel. And what I just want to add from you, brother, is that there are a lot of credible leaders out there. There are a lot of Africans doing extremely well. So when I bring this platform, it's not to say Frank is the best. No, but I'm just a bridge in getting the right people and bringing them to you. So you feel inspired to know that if you see your brothers at the top of a tree, then you can definitely get there. So I believe in collaboration. And trust me, I've never said I'm the best. I'm good at what I do, but I'm bringing in more leaders that are even better than me that can help us grow, because what we are doing today is to heal the world. Our brothers and sisters are very educated, they are in security, they are waiters, they don't have good opportunities because we don't have the chance, because they don't have the opportunities to actually showcase the skills they have. Look at the mindset you had before, but you're already in the field. Security is not really different from safety, and when you get in, it's easy for you to integrate, so what we are doing out here is to make you understand that, what, even at 60 you can still wear the helmet, even at 70 you can still achieve those dreams. That's why we're bringing credible leaders, and I will keep bringing leaders here that will keep helping us and we grow. So I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that that mindset has changed, and I'm wishing you nothing but the very best in your results. And you should know that this is the beginning of success. Stay committed, stay consistent, irrespective of the outcome of your results. I'm always here to support you. You can always reach out to me. The team is here. I have leaders. If I'm not opportune, if I'm busy, I'll definitely see how I can give you the guide that you need. But I'm happy that at least you came in. So yes, guys, thank you, Mr. Poli, once again. And to everyone that has been here, we planned for an hour, 30 minutes, but safety is very interesting. And me, I'm very poor with time when I start with safety because I'm so passionate about this whole thing. This is my side chick, as everyone always says. And this side chick has come to stay forever. I'm not sending this side chick away. At least my wife will not have to fight with this side chick. This is a peaceful side chick. So, Mr. Emmanuel, on behalf of the community, we are grateful to have you. We were 98 of us in this session, and we are looking forward to having you on our live TikTok session, in which I'll be announcing to the team. I might send the announcement on Facebook, not on the community, like I rightly told you guys. So you guys should come where we engage together. We are going to have quiz sessions. We're going to have something very thinking of what we can do, a debate, when we have young ones coming to the field, challenging leaders like this, it's going to be very interesting. At the end, we are learning from one another. So thank you guys very much for coming. Someone is coming at this time. That's not bad. At least we will see them before they go home. So, Emmanuel, if we can have closing remarks from you, and then we can close the session. Oh, Janet's
Mr.
question.
Frank, the ladies.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Emmanuel, what for the ladies? And please, you can close the night.
Yeah, I didn't see the question, but I still recall that it has something to do with the ladies and health and safety profession. What's my advice to them? I believe that's correct.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm not the wisest of person to say that I'm advising you on what to do, but I would always drop my what I see as a feasible approach to what could be achievable. Being a woman in health and safety field is not singularly for men, and there's no place where it's casted or written that men should be the only one in this profession. I've seen women who do amazingly great in health and safety. I have a team of 50% women, 50% men. I've got credible individuals joining me over the couple of months for tournaments, joining my organization for stuff and all that. For me, I do see it as, I don't see woman and man. What I see is capability. As a woman in this field, never let gender define your success. You can do as much as what a man can do. That's the fact. And when you think about the pressure that comes from health and safety as a person, a woman can take as much pressure as a man. Let's just be honest to ourselves. It's not a man or a woman's field. Anybody can function in health and safety. All you need to do is to choose the particular sector that works for you. Maybe some women find the environment very harsh due to construction and open spaces. I would not advise a woman to go into that because it's going to be a bit strenuous on them. But If you feel that you can work and function well on it, why not stay? Do it. There are other, what do you call, sectors that has health and safety. While we always would project a woman to go for a more comfortable space, it's because of the harshness of environment and not because gender is not allowed. So for me, the team I have do the same thing as equal. The men do the same task as the women. The women do the same task as the men. So there is no women and men in health and safety field. So whatever you're doing, again, I'd say keep building capabilities. It is very, very important. Keep building capabilities. Technical competence gets you started. Business understanding makes you relevant. People skill makes you very influential. Technology keeps you adaptable, whilst leadership takes you places. So this is my last word to everybody on this platform. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being of importance and relevance in what you do. Learn without stopping. Be mindful of the engagement you have, what you put out there. Pick a credible person to mentor you. Look at like minds who can grow you for better and not drag you back. And at the end of every single thing we've discussed on this platform, put God first, because what God says is what happens. Anything we do in here, to our capability, to our understanding, all depends on God. That's the very cornerstone of our being. That's the truth. So you have the ones you have on LinkedIn, you can add me up on LinkedIn. You can reach out to ask questions if you want to. And you have Frank there. Reach out to Frank as well to get Frank to do his doings, because Frank is the man who gets the job done. He's the man who brings people together. He's the man who knows it all at this point. Because when it comes to this job of having to do triple job, I cannot. I'm going to be honest. Today he called me and he said to me, you have to be on this. I kept on since yesterday. I can't even rest. I'm like, Frank, I'm very busy. I cannot come up on this platform. But for him and for what I've seen on this platform, next time he calls me, I will answer, notwithstanding my busy schedules. I believe everybody had a good time. I believe everybody had an amazing knowledge gained that you're taking away from this session. And I look forward to speaking to each and every one of you at some point. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. God bless you. I've shared his handle in the chat box. Please, you guys can go follow our leader. And thank you so much, guys, for your time. We have been here for 2 hours. We love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And let's keep connecting and see you on the other side. You can share your comment in the group. And lastly, we are going to make a post about Mr. Emmanuel. So when you see that post tomorrow on LinkedIn, I want you guys to rush on that post like wildfire and tell us what you think about this session. I mean, everybody that was here, I need to see 95 comments tomorrow. Let's break LinkedIn down tomorrow. I'm not joking about this. My guys will be on top of it. We need 95 comments tomorrow within the first hour when the post drops. So just put a notification on Talk Safety with Frank's LinkedIn page. Thank you guys for everything, and do have a blessed night. See you all.